Should you upgrade to the Google Pixel 8 Pro from the Google 6 Pro? Now, really, that's up to the individual. I'll say this. If you're the type of person that needs the latest and the greatest, of course, you're going to upgrade. Not a problem. But for those of you that hang on to your phone for more than 2 years, I would say not necessarily. But there is some things about the 8 Pro that are that are worthy of upgrading. That you may want to consider the upgrade. Because if you're coming from a 6 Pro and you're contemplating going to an 8 Pro, that's basically a 2-year upgrade. So that's an actual upgrade, even though upgrades are not what they used to be. For the most part, they're more updates than upgrades, honestly. This one to me is somewhat like an upgrade if you're coming from the 6 Pro, which is what I have here. But for those of you, it may not be necessary. Now, I'm contemplating on upgrading to the 8 Pro, but it's only for a few reasons, and I'll get ready to go over that in a minute here. But at the same time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the 6 Pro. It's just missing like a few, like maybe one, just a couple of things for the most part. But I will say for this device just works, period. Okay. Great performance, great cameras, great build. I mean, seriously, really great display, great battery life. It covers like the foundation of the things that are important on a smartphone. Okay. So nothing wrong with this device at all. But let's talk about, should you upgrade or, if you consider upgrading. Now, let's go over what's been improved on the 8 Pro from the 6 Pro. First thing, you got a newer design with the 8 Pro. Now, let me be completely honest. I do like the design of the 8 Pro over the 7 Pro, but not over the 6 Pro. And now it does look better. I mean, the design does look better. Not from this to me. I still prefer the all black camera bar on the back of the 6 Pro as opposed to the 8 Pro. Okay, that's just my personal opinion. I still like the design of this better. I just like it. All the cameras are completely hidden. The only thing you see is the flash. And I wish, that was actually hidden. I wish this thing was completely dark. I would just love that. But I still prefer the design of the 6 Pro over that of the 8 Pro. Number 2, now with the 8 Pro, you're going to get Gorilla Glass Victus 2. Now this has Gorilla Glass Victus, which I'm telling you is not a problem. I mean, it feels absolutely beautiful. I mean, the build quality on this phone is just so premium. I mean, it feels so good, honestly. When I do get a chance to take the case off, I do, even though sometimes it gets a little slippery, but it just feels so luxurious in the hand. But I said that to say this, when it comes to Gorilla Glass Victus, look, I have zero. I mean, I know I got a couple of, a little smudgy. Let me wipe it down a little bit. For those of you that can't take a few smudges. Okay. When it comes to Gorilla Glass Victus, honestly, zero. And I took the screen protector off that came with it. There is zero scratches, not even micro scratches. So Gorilla Glass Victus is good enough. You don't need Gorilla Glass Victus 2. That's just marketing. Gorilla Glass Victus is fine. Okay, so absolutely no cracks, no scratches, no nothing back or front. Now I do keep a case on my device, but still, even the times when I'm putting keys in my pocket with this device, like I said, no scratches whatsoever, none. All right. Next thing. Now, this is somewhat important to me. On the 8 Pro, you're finally getting a secured face unlock. Now, of course, they put face unlock on the 7 Pro. Now, I heard that one had a lot of issues far as, not working in dim lighting conditions. I can't say anything because I don't have that device. So I can't verify that, but that's what I've been, that's what I've seen with some YouTube creators. But I do like the fact that if you're going to use Face Unlock now, it's a secured Face Unlock. So now you could actually use it with your banking app, which is what I was able to do with the Pixel 4 XL, because that didn't have a fingerprint sensor, but it had a secured Face Unlock. So I could actually use it with my banking app, which is what I did. And I love the convenience of that. Just looking, opening up the bank app, just looking at the phone, and boom, take me right to my home screen. I love that. So I do like that. I like that a lot. Next, now this is kind of important to me too, and it's just me because I like everything super bright. My all of my phones at 100% peak brightness. So the next thing is you're gonna get a brighter display on the 8 Pro, if that matters to you. 1600 nits brightness and 2400 nits peak brightness. Now that is, I never thought Google would ever make a phone that bright, because this one here only has 777 nits. Now to you this may look super bright, and I'm not saying it's a dim phone, but outside in direct sunlight it don't look like this. Now it's going to look like this because I'm indoors. Okay, and it is a beautiful, gorgeous display, but it lacks brightness, and I do like my phones very, very bright. So, if you're considering the 8 Pro, you're definitely going to get a considerably brighter display. Number 5, the Google Tensor G3 chip. Now, I know some people said with this one, and I think with the 7 Pro, there were some heating issues, how the phone would just heat up. I can't say that about this. I really haven't had any heating issues with this device, so I can't vouch for that, honestly. Everybody has different experiences with their devices. What kind of makes me not upset, but bothers me is when one or a few people have a bad experience with their device, whatever device it is. They discourage other people from buying a device, which I don't like. Just because you may have gotten a bad unit don't mean all the units are bad. And you get on in the comment section and you trash the phone. Like, I don't like that, because I tell you, it's very, very, I don't remember the last time I had any major issues with any of my phones. And people keep getting in the comment section, oh, don't get this, don't get that. This has this problem, that has that problem. Well, I'm not having those problems. Those problems you're having, I'm not having those problems. So, and if maybe 100 people out of 100 million people, have a problem, that's still not a big deal. 100 people out of 100 million, that's nothing. Come on. There's always going to be bad units when they trying to produce these, and at mass production, there's going to be some that's going to slip through the cracks. There's some devices that's going to have some issues. So it's just normal to have some problems with some units. So now if you get 1 million people complaining about the same thing, now you got a serious problem. But just a few people, and they say, oh, don't buy it, just get, trash the whole thing, don't buy it, it's bad. I'm not with that. I'm just not with that. All right, so you're gonna get the newest Tensor chip that's supposed to run even more efficiently, and it's not supposed to have any issues. But like I said, I'm not having any issues with this device at all. It still runs super fast, super smooth, and super efficient. Next, now this is big for me. This is definitely big for me. Those of you that have been following me for a while, I'm a storage monster, and I've been past that 128 gig of storage. I've been past that, seriously, years ago. Like, it's ridiculous. Even 256 now is not enough. I think for these flagship devices, the base storage should be 512. That's my opinion. Now, you don't have to agree with it. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. But I think for the money they're charging us for these devices, they should give us more storage, especially if they're not going to bring back expandable storage. If they just did that, storage would not really be that big of an issue, honestly. But since they're eliminated it from pretty much all flagships except for Sony, I think they're the only ones left, and maybe some budget phones that still have it, expandable storage pretty much don't exist anymore. So I like the fact that Google finally got a terabyte. They offer a terabyte of storage on the 8 Pro. That's a major deal, especially for those of you that's like me that likes to store a ton of stuff on your device. That's me. I store a ton of movies and photos and videos and all kind of stuff on my phone. So I want as much storage as possible. 512 is really a good starting point. Probably 256 for most people will be good enough, but it's not enough for me. I need 512 and up. So I like the fact that Google finally is offering a terabyte of storage. So that's a big upgrade to me. Next, the dual stereo speakers on the 8 Pro have been improved that from the 6 Pro. So I've listened to them on a few creators, and they do sound really good. They sound very balanced. They sound very loud. Not saying this is not the dual stereo speakers on here not good. They're decent, but they could be better. Definitely could be better, but the 8 Pros definitely sound better than these. Definitely. So that's a worthy upgrade to me because I like to listen to most of my movies and all kind of stuff without headphones. That's just me. Because headphones most of the time make my ears itch, agitate the inside of my ear, or make if I wear over the ear, it makes my ears. It's like always an issue with my ears. It's hard for me, even wearing watches, wearing a watch, my arm get irritated. If I'm wearing a ring, my finger get irritated. If I'm wearing something on my ears get irritated. Like maybe I just have sensitive skin. I don't know, but I like that though. All right, next, you're getting a slightly bigger battery at 5,050 milliamps. Now, it's only a 50 milliamp difference. I don't know why they didn't just go up to like 5,500 milliamps as opposed to just 50 extra milliamps. Don't make any sense, but you're going to get great battery life on this, so that's not a big deal. It's not not a reason to upgrade. Next, now this is a big deal for some people, not all people, but for many people, this might be a really big deal. With the 8 Pro, you're going to get 7 years of software and security support. That is the longest in the smartphone world right now. Apple was 5 years, Samsung 4 years, Google 7 years. Now, whether they actually going to keep that promise for actually 7 years, we'll see. Most people, I don't think, is going to hold their device for no 7 years. I really don't. I think the longest, probably, I would say max, I would say maybe 3 to 4 years, max. But it depends on the price of these devices. Like with the price of these devices constantly going up, people are going to hold on to their phones even longer. So the fact that you can hold on to this literally for 7 years and your phone is up to date, and of course it's a Google Pixel, so you're going to get the first, you're going to be first in line for whatever new version of Android comes out. You're going to be first in line for that because it's a Google phone. They are the inventors of Android. So that's a really big, that's a huge deal. And that's going to be a big deal for a lot of people. Not everybody, but a lot of people that need that software support. They need those security patches. That's important to them. Next and last, the cameras have also been improved. Now, the cameras on here are great. You're not going to have an issue with the cameras on this phone at all. But if you are heavy into the camera game, and you're always looking for the best quality and the best control and all that on a smartphone, of course, if you want the best of the best, of course you could just get a regular DLSR. You could just do that. But if you just want the convenience of having one of the best cameras on a smartphone, then you want to consider a Pixel. And they, of course, every year there's usually improvements made to smartphone cameras, especially the flagships. Okay, there are always improvements made. Now, to me, it's only but so much improvement you can make, honestly, because most of the images I see, even from flagship devices that are way older, you're still getting great images and you're still getting great video. But I'm not saying that the newer phones don't look better in some aspects when it comes to photo quality and video quality, because they do look better in some instances, because the bigger the sensor is, the more light comes in, the better the image is going to be. And of course, when you have super steady video, basically when you're panning and moving around, you're not, it's going to be very, very smooth. So it does matter, to some people. Not the biggest deal to me, because like I said, I'm not heavily into my camera. I don't buy phones for the camera. I just don't. Now, do I want a phone with a nice camera if I'm gonna buy a flagship? Of course, but I'm not heavily into the camera like that. But for those of you that are, you may want to consider the 8 Pro, because they've definitely made some improvements. Now, the things that I've noticed as far as the improvements on the camera is now you're getting a pro mode on the 8 Pro. There's no pro mode on this. Now, will Google actually put that on here through software? Because they could right through software, because of the software issue. But I don't know. I just know that's available. Right, it's only available right now in the 8 Pro. Next thing, also, you're getting a 48 megapixel ultra wide and dual 48 megapixel ultra wide dual pixel. Now, this only has a 12 megapixel ultra wide, so you're getting a much larger sensor when it comes to the ultra wide. Next, you're also getting a 48 megapixel telephoto dual pixel with 5 times optical zoom. You are only getting 4 times optical zoom on this one, and also you weren't getting dual pixels. So those are the 2 improvements I noticed. Of course, there's some other camera software that they added to the 8 Pro that, I just didn't get into, because like I said, at the end of the day, I'm not heavily into the camera like that. But I just want to point out a few things, you may want to consider if you're thinking about going from the 6 Pro to the 8 Pro. So let me go over them again really quick. First thing is you're getting a newer design. Second thing, you're getting Gorilla Glass Victus 2. Third thing, you're getting a secured face unlock. Now, keep in mind, I'm sure you notice if you have a Pixel 6 Pro that you don't have face unlock on this device. Now, I like face unlock. I'm used to it. I really have to remind myself when I pick up this phone, I don't have face unlock, because sometimes I forget, and sometimes it's annoying, because I like the convenience of having face unlock. And in my opinion, all flagship phones should have wireless charging and face unlock. That's just the norm. So for this not to have face unlock was pretty stupid by Google. Of course, next, the phone is the 8 Pro is gonna be a lot brighter, 1600 nits, and then 2400 nits peak brightness. Number 5, you got the newest Google Tensor G3 chip. So you're going to have the latest and greatest when it comes to the processor. Number 6, now you're able to get 1 terabyte of storage, because with this one, it only goes up to 512. So now you can get a terabyte. Next, the dual stereo speakers have been improved. They have better quality of sound, and they're much louder than that of the 6 Pro. Next, you're getting a slightly larger battery at 5,050 milliamps as opposed to just 5,000 milliamps on the 6 Pro. Next, 7 years of software support. And number 10, the camera has been improved. And I already tell you about what that is. So if those reasons are reasons enough for you to upgrade, then you should upgrade. Like I said, my biggest thing that I look forward to is having the secured face unlock, the brighter display, the 1 terabyte, the improved speakers, and the 7 years of updates. Those are the things that I consider actually worthy of upgrading from this to that phone. But for right now, I'm definitely not upgrading to the 8 Pro, because that phone is way too much money, and I'm going to wait till that price drops way down, which of course it will. Then I'll get it. Right now at $900 or $1,000, I'm not remotely interested in it. I'm not paying that kind of money for no phone that's going to depreciate by hundreds of dollars within a few months. It's just, look, if y'all want the latest and greatest, you can have it. All you got to do is have a little patience. The phone price is going to drop, and it's going to drop quickly. exercise some patience, and then go out there and get the phone that you want. All right, so thank you all for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. Hope everybody out there staying safe, staying well, and I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.